Hey everyone, welcome to our weekly video. This week I am going to do three things. Number one, I'm going to share a short snippet on this week's Torah portion. Number two, I'm going to share some thoughts related to the tragic events that have unfolded this week in the Holy Land. And number three, I'm going to share with you what we've been doing on campus to support our students and our community. This week we begin the very first portion of the Torah. We open up Bereishit in the beginning of God creating heaven and earth. Rashi, the most famous commentator, points out in the name of Rabbi Yitzchak in the Midrash and says, why does the Torah begin with a creation narrative? It should start with the laws the Jewish people were given, which is the first one was actually Rosh Chodesh. Start with that. Why start with the fact that God created the universe? And Rashi says that the reason the Torah opens with this is to establish the right that the Jewish people have to the land of Israel. That should Gentiles come along and say, you stole our land, we will point to them in the Bible that God created the world. And yes, he gave the land to the early settlers, the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Girgashites and the various tribes that lived there. But then he gave it to the Jewish people. Fascinating that the Torah would start with this. And Rashi lived 800-900 years ago. Points this out to us. And I think that this is probably the most important statement that is often missing from any discussion about the land of Israel. All believers of Islam or Christianity believe in the Hebrew Bible. We need to make the point absolutely crystal clear that the Jewish people, the right that we have to the Holy Land is from God, is in the Torah. Stop pontificating about the UN and about Herzl and about this one and that one. It's been our land since Joshua conquered the land all those years ago. That's my thought based on this week's Torah portion, the very first Rashi, the very first comment, the very beginning of the entire Torah. No doubt we all feel distraught, upset, angry, nervous, afraid about what has occurred in Israel. So I want to share just a little something that you can take away. I hope you find this beneficial. The first thing we have to know is it's okay to be afraid, but it's not okay to despair. Fear is normal. Fear protects us from bad things. But despair freezes us. It means we can't function. We can't move. We don't know what to do. But we do know what to do. We know we have a Torah. We have wisdom. We have leaders that have given us guidance in all sorts of situations. And so we need to move forward. Obviously, the military in Israel will do what they need to do, but us in the diaspora, what is our response personally, communally, collectively? Number one, we know that our mitzvahs matter. The concept of doing a mitzvah on behalf of another Jew and another person is well grounded. It's brought in Talmud, it's brought in all over the place. Every time we make a prayer for someone who is sick, we say we're going to give charity on their behalf. This is well-grounded, well-rooted idea in Judaism. We are not just physical people, we are spiritual people. We have a divine soul that creates a web of interconnectedness, and that our mitzvahs matter. Whether it is putting a mezuzah on your door, putting out tefillin, lighting Shabbos candles, opening up a book of Psalms and saying a prayer for other people, it matters and it helps. Number two, we need to have a sense of unity. People ask me, Rabbi, have you got family in Israel? I'm saying, of course I have family in Israel. Millions of people. And I'm not saying this in jest or in a cute idea. The Jewish people are called Bnei Yisrael, the children of Israel. The Jewish people do not have founders. We have patriarchs and matriarchs. To define what it is to be a Jew is to be part of the Jewish family. We are also a nation, we're also an ethnicity, we're also a culture. That's all true. And we're a religion and a faith. But you could be a Jew of no religion, of no faith. You could be a Jew without the ethnicity. You never eat a bagel. What does it mean to be a Jew? Is to be part of the people, the family of Israel. So we must remember that and recognize our underlying unity. And finally, we need joy. I don't mean party. I mean a sense of simcha. Besimcha, with joy, the Kabbalah tells us is the same letters as machshava, thought. The way to simcha is to be careful what's in your thoughts. We need to have trust in God. We need to stop looking at the news and develop a state of simcha. Find ways to be busy. If we're busy doing mitzvahs, if we're busy raising money, if we're busy taking care of other things in our families and so on, and put away the devices, it enables us to be in a state of simcha. On campus, we've been very busy this week. Chabad House arranged a beautiful vigil for the community on Monday. About 150 students showed up. The president, which we invited the president to join, and we were grateful that he showed up. And many students have put a mezuzah on their door. We've given out mezuzahs thanks to those that have sponsored them. Tens of students have put on tefillin. We've raised a lot of money, relatively. We sold Israeli snacks. Actually, we gave them away in exchange for a donation. Many students are coming today for Israel Shabbat. We are also aware of safety, and we're in contact with campus police to ensure the security and well-being of our community. We thank you and everyone that has supported our community this time. You should know we are always here for students. We're here to provide support, a shoulder to lean on, and just a place where students can come and drop in, say a prayer, share some thoughts, just to talk, or for a place of comfort and solace. And we look forward to better days. We know they're coming. May this Shabbos, the final Shabbos of the month of Tishrei, the month of festivals, lead us to the ultimate festival, the coming of the Mashiach, and there will be peace in the world, peace in our homeland. May it be speedily in our days.